Let's talk about Dragon Ball Superhero. Now, if I'm being honest, this movie is absolute dog shit. I will say the CGI isn't bad, but I'm not really a fan of CGI, but it doesn't make the movie unwatchable. But other than that, the movie isn't really above average in any category. The best part is probably the beginning when they recap the Red Ribbon arc, then they transition into what has to be the worst story for a Dragon Ball movie ever. So check this out. The main villain, Magenta, is the son of the previous Red Ribbon Army leader, and he wants to put Red Ribbon back on the map. But to do that, he needs androids. But he can't make any androids because Dr. Gero, the guy who used to make them, is dead. So he needs to team up with Dr. Gero's grandson, Hedo, who is conveniently even smarter than his granddad and is also really good at making androids. So all his problems are solved, right? Wrong. The thing is, Hedo doesn't trust the Red Ribbon Army because his parents told him they manipulated Dr. Gero and twisted his mind, which they did, so he doesn't trust them. And you will never believe how Magenta gets this man on his side. He bribes him with Oreos and convinces the 24-year-old grown man that Bulma is the leader of an alien criminal organization and that Goku and Vegeta and everyone else are her henchmen. And this nigga believes him. The super genius engineering prodigy who got his doctorate degree from a university at 14 years old fell for that bullshit ass story. But now that all that happened and the story is set up, they finally introduce Piccolo and he single-handedly carries this movie. They give him the most screen time, all the best lines, and I think that it's great that DBZ is giving their other side characters some shine, but it creates some problems that we'll talk about later. But basically, Piccolo is teaching Pan how to fly because Gohan's not teaching her because that nigga's a deadbeat just like Goku. But Pan has to go to school in the middle of training, so she runs off. After she runs off, Piccolo gets attacked by Gamma 2, a new android that Hedo made while all this nonsense was happening, and he gets his ass beat per usual, and Gamma thinks he won, so he goes back to Red Ribbon, but Piccolo follows him because obviously he's not dead. We're only like 10 minutes into the movie. And here's where it gets crazy. He knocks out a guard, takes his uniform, infiltrates a secret Red Ribbon Army base where they're discussing the big plan to resurrect Cell and take over the world in front of a bunch of rookies for some reason, and nobody realizes that the 7-foot green dude isn't a human because he has a fucking helmet on. Then to break up the pacing, they cut to Beerus's planet because they have to have some sort of scene with Goku and Vegeta because if not, nobody's gonna fucking watch this movie. So Whis proposes that Goku, Broly, and Vegeta have a free-for-all, but Goku and Vegeta are like, I'm not fighting that nigga because Broly is like that dude who slapbox and then after he lose the slapbox, he try and fight you for real. So I wouldn't fight that nigga Broly either if I was them. So Whis says, all right, Goku and Vegeta is gonna fight and Broly's gonna watch. So that happens for like 5 minutes, and while they're fighting, Bulma calls Whis so that Goku and Vegeta can help them fight the new android threats that are gonna blow up the world, but he doesn't see the call because a tub of ice cream fell on top of his staff. Cut back to Piccolo, and now that he knows Goku and Vegeta aren't gonna help him, he decides to ask Dende if he can unlock his power like the Elder Guru from the Frieza saga, but Dende can't do it, but he says that he can get Shenron to do it if he upgrades him, like this is some sort of like Minecraft modded server or some shit. And you wanna know how they upgrade him? They wheel out a cart with a mini statue of Shenron and pour water on top of it. And just like that, Shenron's upgraded, he can just unlock people's hidden potential. Don't know how the fuck that works, but we're just gonna roll with it. Then after they summon Shenron and he wishes for the latent power unlock bullshit, Deus Ex whatever, Bulma wastes the last 2 wishes on plastic surgery like this nigga Shenron is Dr. Miami or some shit. Instead of, I don't know, maybe bringing Goku and Vegeta to Earth. And the reason they give for not doing that is Piccolo says he didn't think about it. So now that Vegeta and Goku have officially been bullshitted out of the story, Piccolo pulls up to fight Gamma on his own and gets his ass beat again. But before he dies, he asks Shenron for extra power, and without any like summoning or Dragon Balls or ritual, Shenron just drops extra power on him out of the sky and he turns into Orange Piccolo, who looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like Orange Piccolo, but makes absolutely zero narrative sense. While all that's happening, Magenta finally reveals he was playing Hedo the whole time, and so Hedo just kills him. Like he gets a wasp that injects people with poison that kills them no matter, and I quote, no matter how much bodily enhancements they have, the shit just kills them. them. Like how fucking stupid does that sound? But anyway, Magenta's dead now. The main villain, he has no lines, he had no fucking cool anything, he's just dead. But before he dies, he lets Cell Max on the loose, and now Cell Max is out of control because he wasn't ready yet, so no one has any way of controlling him. So now Cell Max is here and he starts beating everybody's ass. Trunks and Goten pull up and their new designs are so cool in this movie, but unfortunately they still don't do shit. Then Piccolo tries to give Gohan a Senzu Bean and he fucking drops it. He drops the Senzu Bean. So at this point, I've completely checked out of the film. Like, he didn't beam it at him or no shit. He throws the Senzu Bean underhand and this nigga Gohan drops it because he doesn't have his glasses. So now Piccolo is trying to fight that nigga and, you know, everyone's getting their ass beat. So Gamma 2 decides he's gonna sacrifice himself to destroy Cell Max. And it's supposed to be like this really emotional scene, but I didn't really care because he's only in the movie for like 5 minutes and he has like 10 lines. And like one of them are good. But obviously Cell Max isn't dead or else this movie would be a complete flop. So Cell Max is back now and Gamma 2 is dead and everybody gets their ass beat again and everyone gets knocked out except for conveniently Gohan and Piccolo. So Gohan unlocks a new form with absolutely no foreshadowing. No, there wasn't even any build up. Like Pan doesn't get hurt. He just gets angry out of nowhere and just gets a new form and he kills Cell with Special Beam Cannon. And I complained about how fucking stupid it was, but it was so fucking cool looking, bro. So we're gonna let it slide. Then hooray, everyone lived happily ever after. Pan flew for the first time and also Vegeta beat Goku in their sparring match. But I think that's everything I give a fuck to mention. So all in all, this movie's like a 3, maybe a 4 at max. But since it's a Dragon Ball movie, I'm gonna give it a cool 7. But alright everybody, that's gonna do it. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment for more, and have a blessed day. Peace. Okay, so before we talk about today's video, we have to talk about yesterday's video. So the title of the video is Rest in Peace, but obviously I'm not dead. Yesterday I